All right, welcome back to day 9. This should be day 9. Day 9 of Pokemon. Let's play Red out of order. I'm sure by the time that you're watching this video, unless you're joining me in the chat right now, that you've probably seen the announcement that Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are coming out very, very soon. Oh, I'm at home. Yeah, Pikachu was a real chonker in the original sprites. The reason they changed that was primarily for ease of animation. There we go. We'll get the chat in there proper. Why am I at home in Pallet Town? Okay, let's review real fast because I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit lost about where we are at. Oh, okay, so I was over here evolving some Pokemon because there's decent level stuff just south of town, just right down here. While I'm in the area, I want to sail, I want to swim all the way back down to Cinnabar Island. Of course, I'm dumb and blink and miss that I'm about to walk on land. I want to sail all the way back to Cinnabar Island because guess where I got to go to revive fossils? I've got both of the fossils that you can get 2 out of 3 in Red and Blue, and then you have to trade for the other one. And right now they're taking up my extremely limited box inventory space, so I'm just gonna... Wow, Garlic is way underleveled compared to the rest of my Pokemon. Good thing he's in front to level up. So I'm just going to... I don't need to get a reward portal, so I'm just going to head down there and revive them so that I can go and put them in my Pokemon box instead of my item box. But yeah, I was playing around with what I was going to do after finishing Red because we're not too far away. Today I want to do 2 or 3 trainers, 2 or 3 gym leaders, and then next time finish the gym challenge and do Victory Road, and then should be the Elite Four after that. So about 3-ish sessions left. Yeah, I didn't even come in here at all. Yeah, sorry. Oh, I could have just traded a Venonat here instead of going and trying to catch a Tangela. It could turn into 9. Is that metronome? Yep. Wow, I forgot there was an entire building of guys that wanted to trade Pokemon here. Alright, let's revive the Helix fossil. Oh, shoot. Right. It takes a little time. I should have done this the first time I was here. Oh well. Alright, so I got Erica, Lieutenant Surge, and Brock. I would like to save Brock for last. Unfortunately, I can't. Because Giovanni, his gym won't actually open until you've... His gym won't open until you've got your final badge. Yeah, I was thinking about what I was gonna do. Why did I do that? Because I went too far. I was thinking about what I was gonna do once I finished this game, because like I said, I'm only about 3 away. And I was thinking about doing a multi-generational Nuzlocke run. I've seen people talk about it. I haven't seen what the actual rules are, because what it looks like they do is just play through Red as a normal Nuzlocke run, and then any of their Pokemon that survive get transferred up to Yellow or Gold, and then anything that survives that run, as you know, a Nuzlocke run that includes their original Pokemon, gets updated into the current stat standard and transferred into Ruby Sapphire. And that seems like a kind of ridiculously easy run to me, because I mean, the first one's going to be hard, but after that you've got a bunch of level 50, 60 Pokemon to start with. And even if they don't obey you right away, they, you know, still will habitually, they'll pick a random move and that'll still wipe out anything you see in the first several routes. You know, it seems like after 1 or 2 games, like it would just be easy mode. On the other hand, it would be really cool to have all these Pokemon transferred up into my actual like Pokemon home that are all just the ones that I've had a bunch of adventures with. But that said, like I mentioned, I went too far again. They also announced the port of Fire Red and Leaf Green over on the Switch, which is reasonably easy for me to play. I can sit on a nice cozy couch instead of on this hard chair. I don't know if the streaming is as good a quality, but I can definitely record at a slightly higher quality. Oy. Once I beat Lieutenant Surge, I can start using Fly. And then I can just, you know, zip all over the place for the rest. But between Erica and Surge, there's so little space, I'm not even going to bother. I guess we could do Erica first, then Surge, and I'm going to roll into Brock's gym with just a totally yoked out team. Needles gets deposit. And get a Zapdos out. So I already got the pre-order of Fire Red in. I saw apparently some Italian guy pre-ordered it and immediately got sent the download code for Leaf Green. So he's already playing almost a full week before it's actually available. This guy gave me Flash. I'm looking for someone who looks identical to him, but wants to give me a experience share. I always forget that I can just get a bike out. So because of relevance, because of the timing, the next one I do might just be Fire Red or Leaf Green. Leaf Green more likely, because I'm doing Fire Red here. And I think that honestly, the main reason to do Leaf Green instead of Fire Red would be to have a different background color on the thumbnails in my YouTube channel. And because I'm doing red right now. So if I do red and then Fire Red, okay, that's the same thing. Leaf Green's pretty close too, but at least you'll get different version exclusive Pokemon. And Leaf Green, I'll probably end up picking Charizard as my starter because my favorite fire type, Arcanine, isn't in the game. And the best grass type... Oh, wait a second. Victory Bell's the best grass type in Gen 1, not in the remake. Let me revise that. No, Arcanine is not in Leaf Green or in Blue. I mean, he's in the game data, he's in the code, but you can't encounter or catch him in the wild. Yeah, because way back in first generation, no, to this day, they do version exclusives. This is the reason they made two versions, red and green originally, and red and blue when they brought them to the United States. They made two different versions that are only very slightly different in order to force people to interact with their friends, in order to force people to trade in order to catch them all. So not only do you only get to pick one of the three starters, so you have to find somebody to trade you all the rest at every evolutionary stage, you also need to swap the fossils, and then there are exclusive ones. In red, for example, you get Oddish and Growlithe. But in blue, you get Bellsprout and Vulpix. Well, when the games came out well before regular internet access and smartphones and stuff like that. So people were already interacting. Oh, sorry, I got itchy nose. So people were already interacting, but they were encouraged to play together and therefore encouraged their friends to buy a copy of the game. When I first started playing Pokemon, and this was all the way back in early 1999, I wasn't quite there since the beginning because it wasn't released in the United States until like October. I want to say October 1998. So I wasn't there in 96 when it first came out. But when I bought a copy in 99, I quickly realized that I couldn't actually get all of the Pokemon without another copy. So I bought Blue and didn't have a... Where am I going? Oh, yeah, right. So I got a copy of Blue to go with it, and since I didn't have another Game Boy or enough money for one, I ended up giving that copy of Blue to my cousin who lived right down the road. At which point I reset my game and transferred all 3 starters in for myself, and then we did the same for him, so we both got all 3 of our starting Pokemon. How do I get in the gym? Do I have to go all the way down here? You're really actually forcing me to have... Oh god, this old guy. Look at this creep. This gym is great. It's full of women. Just an old dude perving in the window here. I think they took him out in later games. I'm pretty sure they took him out in the Let's Go games, but I'm not 100% sure about the Gen 3 ones. Cut you down to size. The Master Roshi archetype. Yes, you are... Unarada, I know that Dragon Ball is your primary exposure to anime, but I'm really sure that it predates Master Roshi. I don't know the timeline off the top of my head, but I'm about, I want to say like 85% sure that Ranma 1/2 came out before Dragon Ball and had the character Hapasai, who, like Master Roshi, was a very, very old man who was the founder of his particular school of martial arts, the Anything Goes School of Martial Arts, where anything goes. Like they have all kinds of just wacky techniques. And his 2 students locked him away. Wow, I forgot I only got 5 PPs. Ranma's one is Hapasai. Nope. Wrong one. Master Roshi, the old man with the beard and the turtle shell, that's Dragon Ball. And then Hapasai, the super short, wrinkly dude that steals underwear, that's Ranma. And I'm sure Hapasai is inspired by another character, but I'm not super familiar with much older animes predating the... Gosh, I think Ranma was late 80s, early 90s already. Ooh. Yeah, the lewd old man is a well-established trope, which in the modern age has largely started to disappear. I mean, I think Master Roshi, they're still doing Dragon Ball, but he doesn't appear nearly as often anymore. And I think that he's toned way down now. Ranma just got remade. The remake's on Netflix. I haven't actually watched it. I've seen clips of it, and I think I heard that Hapasai's been like completely removed. Am I the peeping Tom? How old do I look? I'm 10. I'm like Goku in the original Dragon Ball. I don't even know what I'm looking at. You know, it never occurred to me that I only have like 5 power points on Fire Blast, so I just totally burned out my entire burned out my entire fire type just on the gym trainer. So I'm gonna go and heal real fast. I probably don't really need to, but yeah, because I've got Zapdos in the back. I've got Zapdos in the back, but he's already got lots of experience. I want to get a little bit more experience on Arcanine. Meanwhile, Unarada, here's one I'll know that you'll be interested in. I'm back to Cookie Clicker again. Yes, that game still exists and is still a thing. And on my current ascension, you can ascend basically anytime you want and get you can ascend basically anytime you want. And based on the number of cookies you've made in the current generation, you'll get bonuses and can buy permanent upgrades and stuff. Anyways, whoa, there's 3 more trainers in here. I've got most of the permanent upgrades unlocked, and it's going to take like, I did the math, I think it's going to take like 16 quadrillion cookies in order to get the last few that I need. And I'm nowhere near that. I've got like 4 quadrillion right now. No, not cookies. Legacy levels. So I'm taking my time on the current run. Oh, you're cheating. So I'm taking my time on the current run and trying to finish my garden. There are 34 different plants that you can unlock. You start with just one, and occasionally it'll mutate, and then sometimes you'll get weeds, and you can harvest those too. So I'm trying to get all 34 unlocked. I'm at 24 that are unlocked as seeds that I can plant, and 2 more that mutated last night that are growing. At the same time, because this is kind of a long legacy, I'm also working on my stock market stuff. Well, I'd say yes. Because in addition to unlocking the garden when you get farms, you can also unlock stock exchange once you buy banks. And I'm trying to get my profits to $10 million for that achievement. Right now I'm at about 2.7 million. There's actually a shadow achievement for getting 100 million. But that's going to be like a month or two just of trying to do that. Okay. You know, in the anime, the rest of, I don't know if it was Erica or if it was the rest of the trainers, but they wouldn't let Ash battle for the badge. So he, because when they entered Celadon City, they went into a perfume shop, and Misty was all about the perfume, and Ash was like, "That's dumb, I'm here for Pokémon!" Well, the perfume shop was run by the trainers from this gym, so when he showed up, you know, an hour later at the gym, they recognized him and they're like, "Oh, if you don't like perfume, we're not gonna let you battle." And I was like, man, how is it, like, how are you doing your job as a gym leader if you're gonna, you know, block people from battling just for not liking perfume? So Team Rocket, they had the brilliant idea. This is one of the earlier instances of teaming up. I think they were in disguise, though. They had the brilliant idea of dressing Ash up like a girl. They put a blonde wig and a big frilly dress on him and sent him into the gym dressed up like that, calling himself Ashley or something. So that you could get close to Erica and challenge her. But Pikachu recognized him by smell. I guess because he didn't wear enough perfume. I don't know if... Thank you, Erica. I appreciate the badge. I don't know if... I actually don't know if Ash actually earned that badge. I think that he... I think that they were in the middle of a match and he was winning by a significant margin. Like, he was just dominating that match. But then Team Rocket set off a bunch of bombs and caught the gym on fire, which interrupted the battle, but him and Misty helped put out the fire and rescue the gloom that was trapped inside. And so Erica just sort of gave him the badge for helping. But he would have won that one. He had her on the ropes. No, at that point in the anime, Pikachu was still referred to as it, and Pikachus did not have different gender tails. Okay, what am I looking for here? My bicycle. So they didn't disguise Pikachu, at least at that point. Okay, we got Erica. You need to have Cut in your party to cut this one too. A lightning American. I think they took that out of later ones. So yeah, he's a soldier. He's referred to as the Lightning American. This is annoying. I forgot how much I hate this gym. I think in later ones they actually like color coordinate them or something. But here it's just like, yeah, just hit random buttons. Yeah, I really want to do a video at some point real soon about, maybe after the current one, maybe it'll be the next one there, about all the real world locations in Pokemon, because in the first generation, maybe the first two generations, they made a lot of references to real locations. Okay, that's better. Lieutenant Surge is referred to as the Lightning American, so boom, we've got America. There's a Pokemon or a Pokedex entry for Charizard, I think, that says, no, for Arcanine, that says that its swift movements were revered in ancient China. Mew was originally discovered. I keep wanting to say Brazil, but I don't think that's right. And then, of course, Kanto is named after the region it's based on, which was Kanto. So it would literally be like if they just named Alola Hawaii. Let's clear out all these guys. In later generations, they cleaned that up. And I think that I'm going to see a similar thing in the anime. I've just finished the first 2 seasons, started the 3rd season of the anime. I think I'm going to see a similar thing in the way that they present time in the anime. Because in the first season, okay, that's one. Nope. And they move every time. It's ridiculous. In the first season, they actually made it kind of easy to do my job. Was I'm breaking it down. I'm looking at every how long Ash's journey actually took. Okay, this one might actually work for me then. So the one that I just checked should be empty. Oh my gosh. It was empty, but then the switch showed up, so... Ridiculous. Oh my god. Even in the best case scenario, it's a 50-50 chance that you get it. It's going good. Thanks for asking. It's actually going really good. I'm up to my 6th badge. I'm just trying all these trash cans, looking for the switch to get to Lieutenant Surge. So it's one of these 3. I got a 1 in 3 chance. Gosh darn it. Okay, 50-50 chance. Oh my god. I'm losing all the coin flips today. There it is. Shoot. I don't... You know what? 3 months might be about right for his 5th badge. Or for his 3rd badge. But no, he didn't get his 5th in that amount of time. There's no way. Alright, we got Koji in front. Perfect. Lieutenant Surge, you are my 6th gym leader. Because 2 months in... 2 months in is about the time we got to episode 9, School of Hard Knocks, where Ash only has 2 gym badges. At that point, he's also had a birthday. We just never see it on screen, and it's never mentioned. But yeah, in the first season, there were actually a lot of mentioned time lapses and stuff. The reason I started working on this project was because, you know, people keep talking about Ash took 26 years on his journey and he's still 10 years old. And then I remember there were several instances where they mentioned time passing, like, oh, this is going to happen in 2 months, or in a month, this is going to happen. And then it happens in the next couple episodes. So I decided to go back and actually look and see if I could figure out how long the journey took. And the first journey just to the Indigo League took a little bit over a year. And Ash was ready to turn 11 at the time he started, so he was actually like 12 by the time he finished the Indigo League. Alright, Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge, and that is my 7th badge. Or my 6th badge. So all that's left are Brock and the mysterious Giovanni. It's Giovanni. You know what I just realized? This guy wasn't in Erica's gym. Like, he's in every single gym to tell me where to go next, but he was not in Erica's gym, and I just realized that that's because I don't have the HM I need. And I just realized that that's because boys aren't allowed in that gym. That's brilliant. Instead, I think you find him at, like, the game corner. The thing is, after the first season, where, you know, there are several points when Ash says, I've been on the journey for 2 months, or this is going to happen, the Indigo League is going to happen 2 months from now, stuff like that. In the second season, there are almost no time indicators like that. So the second season, the second journey, the Orange Islands one, is going to end up being way shorter in terms of time spent traveling. Oh, right, I got the Master Ball. Just because the only way that I can actually assess how much time has passed is by looking at how many sunsets there are. HM01 is, I want to say 4 is fly. Nope. I am gonna have to name. I am gonna have to give something strength. Koji's already got surf. Oh no. That was bad. Oh no. Okay, I moved too fast. I just deleted Hydro Pump. Oh no. Okay. All right. That's okay. I will figure something else out. That's all. Yeah, in the... Ooh, which... Dillo, is it Dillo? Which official anime are you talking about? Is that Generations or Origins? I know that there have been several different ones. I've watched all of Generations, but... Yeah. No, I'm not using a save state for that. I screwed up. I'm stuck with the result. So in order to, I don't want to get rid of strength. God, let's see how bad I messed that up. Yeah, I think Origins was the one. And I've seen a couple episodes of that, but I don't think I've looked at the whole thing. You say he got to... Okay, I still got Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam's still solid. Should have deleted Tackle. Whatever. I'll check later and see if there's a HM for Hydro Pump. But Stormcrow can fly now. One week to get to Brock. Yeah, I got surf too. I got surf on my Snorlax. Why did I put it on Snorlax? Oh, you know what? I think that maybe I didn't have Koji at the time. We got Omnite. You know what? I can do better than that. Okay, we got Cthulhu back. Yeah, do the old hammer. You know, I'm going to disagree with you there, Dillo, because Hyper Beam on the right Pokemon due to a coding error is actually really solid. So Hyper Beam, everyone dismisses Hyper Beam because it, you know, forces you to pause a turn after you use it, right? But oh, hey, you guys want to see something stupid now? Now that I got Fly. Hyper Beam forces you to take a turn to rest after you use it, but due to a coding error, it actually won't do that. It won't make you rest a turn if you get a KO with it. We're gonna save here. So if you go in with, you know, a really solid normal type Pokemon like Tauros or Snorlax, use like Body Slam. Use a Body Slam to weaken the Pokemon and then hit it with Hyper Beam and just get a KO, and then you don't have to recharge, so you can immediately do it again. Alright, I really like that in this game, the very first game made the catching tutorial optional. Okay, one. Where is something I will never use? Actually, what is something I will use? I'll use this one. There we go. Alright. So we came over here. We went through this guy's whole tutorial. We're gonna jump on Zapdos and fly back to Cinnabar Island. And then jump in the water. And what are we gonna find in the water? Nothing. Absolutely not. There we go. Ta-da! Missing no. Oh. Oh, that's not missing no. That's M. Okay, that's dangerous. I also don't know if I can actually beat it. Water gun at level 80. And of course, I now have Glitch 9 TM 24s. So it would, for some reason, the item in your 6th spot, it gets bumped up to like 120 copies of it. So you could use this to make a bunch of 4 stores, to make the Elite Four pretty simple, fully heal after every battle. Give yourself tons of Master Balls. The probably best thing to do, the thing you can do it as many times as you want. I mean, like, I could put another item there and just do it again. I think M was the really dangerous one, so I don't actually remember encountering it in the past. You know what? I saved before going after this. I'm going to attempt to catch it. Huh. It changes color and stuff based on which Pokemon I bring out. What the heck does it mean if it's glowing? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Okay, we caught a glitch. Wow, look, it's literally changing sprites. It's still fighting. It's captured and still fighting. This is amazing. What the heck? Okay, that was weird. Okay, if you'll excuse me for just a second, I'm actually going to make a backup of this save. There. Just in case. Yeah, so what Pokemon, what sprite you find there is... Oh, right. What Pokemon and what sprite it has when you go there is dependent on your name, I think. No, oh my gosh, No is a person. I've got a person in my party. He's a bird type person. He's like 5,000 experience to level up. Let's, do I have a rare candy? Sometimes when you give them a rare candy, they change. Okay, he's evolving. He's turning into some. He's evolving into a Kangaskhan? Okay, is he stabilized now? I, I think he's stabilized. And that's how you catch a and that's how you catch a Kangaskhan, apparently. You just catch a person and then turn them into a Pokemon. Yeah, so depending on what your character's name is, you can encounter different Pokemon there. Uh, that glitched out sprite, that's kind of the classic one that everyone knows about. But if you've got the right name, then you can also encounter like a Habuto or Aerodactyl skeleton, and that's a big part of those creepypastas. Where am I trying to go? I'm trying to go to Fuchsia City because I think the experience share is like right next to that. Actually, he might be upstairs in here. Mhm. Okay, finally got the experience all. And now I'm gonna go get revenge on Brock. I get revenge for all of the times that he wrecked my. Gonna get revenge on Brock for all the times that I went in here with a Charmander and he absolutely wrecked me. Yeah, I seem to remember that M, the missing no named M, was considered like one of the very worst ones you could find that would destroy your save file. I don't know if that's. Gosh, that's gonna make that take so much longer. Because I think that it was M that like catching it could corrupt your save file. I don't know if that's the case with ROMs like this. I sure hope not, but I did make a backup just in case. Darn. That's right. Light years is distance. It's how much distance light travel. Oh, there's only the one trainer? God. Alright, Brock. It's you and me. You remember all those times that you beat up my Charmander? Well, that's alright. This is time for revenge. I'm not going to show you my best. I'm going to show you my worst. I'm going to see how you deal with, you know, me not caring. Alright, no one wants to see that, dude. Put a shirt on. Oh no, you're level 12 Geodude. What's going to happen to him? Dead. Oh no, you're Onyx. Onyx is... So, Onyx, like, as a boss this early in the game was absolutely unbeatable when I was a kid. Like, it was just... I had to go back and level so much to fight Onyx. And it's actually a really bad Pokemon. Like, Graveler has better stats and a better moveset, not even Golem. And you also catch a Geodude and evolve it to Graveler before the first time that you ever run into an Onyx in the wild. Steelix, though, yeah, Steelix is way better. Steelix is an excellent upgrade. Yeah, Bite just not a good... Bite just isn't very good. Alright. So we've got all the badges now, except for Giovanni. So let's go and take care of that. So I still haven't had my first encounter with Giovanni. I've had the second one, but not the first one. Why am I taking... I'm trying to take the long way, but not the extra long way. So yeah, until they announced the... or possibly accidentally revealed and then had to announce the Gen 3 ports, I was thinking maybe trying to do new Pokemon Snap on here. I got a copy, I've never actually played it. I've got several games like that where I've got copies for my collection but haven't actually played before. Where's the gym? Oh, is the gym up there? Is a whole extra step? Oh my gosh, I still keep missing it. The gym leader's back. So we're doing half the gyms in this one session. Oh gosh. There's more than one trainer then. You guys with the wax floors. Okay, I've still got several levels on before I even take into consideration my Zapdos in the back. Yeah, I caught a Mew right before the second gym, which was my first gym. Gosh, so much text. Lord. All that text. I'm having some regrets about getting the experience hall. Okay, back to the beginning. I also forgot how incredibly slow the spinner floors move. Is this the only gym with items in it? What you got, Dillo? Something good. So much text. All right. Either the something good that Dillo's got is really long, or he disconnected. Or she. I'm not sure. I love that the guy in front is just like, hey, this gym everyone likes to use ground type Pokemon, and so far everything I fought is fighting type. But Giovanni, he doesn't follow even his own rules. He says, everyone use ground type. Here's a Persian. I don't need growth. Oh, in the Gen 3 remakes of Gen 1, If you use the item finder after you beat Giovanni in the gym, you can find a macho brace where he was standing. That's cool. Oh, Gen 3 introduced the macho brace. And I think that was before... Yeah, I don't think that Gen 3 had all the power items yet, right? Like the power belt and stuff like that. I think the macho brace was the only one. Is that the only macho brace in the game? Okay, a level 43 Rhyhorn. That's the highest level I've seen so far, and I don't know what I'm doing, just clicking random attacks. You know, Onyx's only real thing about... Okay, where are we at? Okay, still walking around. It's only that guy. Oh, hey, there's Giovanni. Now I wanna beat everyone up first. Alright. Everyone was making fun of the way I pronounced that Pokemon's name in my first big video over on YouTube, the one about people turning into Pokemon. Because, you know, Nidoran and Nidoking and Nidoqueen, those all make perfect sense to me, but Nidorino, no, that doesn't work. It's clearly based on a rhino. It's Nidorino. I know, that's not the correct pronunciation, but that's the one that I settled on. Alright, I want to beat up more trainers, get more experience. God, it takes so long! You know, in the earliest version of this game, your character was supposed to be a little bit older, like a teenager, kind of a muscular hiker adventurer dude, and he was supposed to come equipped with a whip. Not only that, the player character was supposed to get involved in combat. You'd be fighting alongside your Pokemon in some capacity or another. This was back when it was still capsule monsters in production. But they made the decision and said, well, wait, if you can just fight all these wild Pokemon, then why do you need your own Pokemon? And figured that would kind of, defeat the purpose of catching and battling Pokemon if you could just go out there and punch them or whatever. But apparently Ash never got the memo, because there are plenty of occasions when he decides to just go out and start throwing fists. And neither did Jessie. Jessie caught her Seviper by actually just beating it up with her bare hands, just wailing on it until it fainted, and then she caught it. Because what was the situation? It ate Team Rocket's last apple, I think. Yeah, the movie, when he tries to punch Mewtwo. That's a great idea. Yeah, Legends Arceus, yeah, you really don't need to do... I don't think I ever actually tried fighting any of the bosses. I think I just threw items at them the entire time. I do think that's how I did it. I think maybe there was one at some point early on where I was like, oh, I need to weaken this Pokemon so that I can throw items at it, and then afterwards realized, oh wait, I could just run around and throw apples at its face. Am I the only person who spent 45 minutes on the boss fight in Legends ZA? I mean, at first it seemed like it was really quick and easy, but it turned out that was round 1 of 5 or something, and I had already had almost all of my Pokemon faint. It was like, oh yeah, what are these things? They're not Pokemon, I'll fight them anyways. Oh, my Pokemon got knocked out? That's okay, I've got another one. But then, you watch Zygarde do its attack, and I want to go heal my garlic. You watch Zygarde do his attack, and then the whole thing starts over, and it goes through that cycle multiple times. And I realized that I did not have anywhere near enough revives and potions and stuff, on top of the fact that there's a cooldown whenever you use an item in Legends ZA. And so I ended up having to play pretty conservatively and keep my Pokemon up and about. Most of my Pokemon at that point had lots of melee range attacks, but those stupid plants, they'd KO my Pokemon in 2 or 3 hits at melee range. So I ended up having to, have a Pokemon that would just hit from far away and then spend a lot of time dodging. Alright, final badge. I've caught you again, a second time. Giovanni, the greatest trainer. Giovanni, I've already beat you once, but you think it's twice, because the next time we meet, I'm going to beat you so hard that you're going to remember it in the past. Oh, he's actually got several levels on me. I've got type advantage and more Pokemon, though. Oh, Pikachu shocked Ash way more than just the first episode. It was constant electrocutions, and sometimes Ash did it to himself. He'd be like, Pikachu, use Thunder Shock! While they're both in a pool of water. So Pikachu's like, yeah, okay, good idea. And that's, almost kills Ash. There are several instances, too, of Misty and Brock, stopping him. It's like, Pikachu, use Thunder Shock! No! We're all in the water! Oh, yeah, you're right. Nido Queen. Mr. Fish needs experience. Bubble Beam still worthwhile? Nah, we'll keep this up. Yeah, the fact that Mewtwo had to block. Well, look. We've seen over and over again that Ash is ridiculously strong. I mean, in a later movie or episode of the anime, he threw Mewtwo, the same Mewtwo, he threw Mewtwo 20 feet into a lake. And Mewtwo's bigger than Ash is. Does Giovanni not have a Persian in this game? Jeez. Okay, I actually expected to come in here and out-level him significantly, and he had higher level Pokemon than I do. So I still beat him with 1 or 2 hits for each one. No items. In this one, he's like, yep, Team Rock is finished. gonna work on studying Pokemon later. It'd be really nice if they actually acknowledged that, and in a later episode or a later generation, he was like the Pokemon professor. Okay. Yeah, they changed an awful lot in the remakes. And then Fire Red Leaf Green also actually did have a follow-up in um, an event only seen in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Alright, you guys think I'm ready to take on the Elite Four? Yeah, the Celery event. That's the one. Where Silver, your rival, finally meets his dad, who's Giovanni. Um, but I don't know if that was a unreleased event or if it was cut content. Alright, we got the Aerodactyl back. Okay. And I'm actually going to call it there today because, well, we've got all the gym badges now, right? We got all the gym badges. We're ready to go after the Elite Four. And I don't think that I'm going to go directly... I don't think that I'm going to go there directly. I'm going to head over to Seafoam Islands. That's a little circle that you see directly to my east there. So that's how I'm going to start the next time. I'll go take on Seafoam Islands, try to catch Articuno. I'm not going to just clone a bunch of Master Balls, even though we've got everything that we need for that now. So I will see you guys later. Thank you once again for joining me on this Pokemon journey. And as always, Alola and smell you later.